Jess here, and today we're going to be doing some cooking together. So at this time of the year, one of my favourite things to make are Anzac biscuits or Anzac cookies, and today I'm going to put a bit of a twist on it. In the garden I found some lovely lemon myrtle leaves that had been snapped off our tree. And lemon myrtle is a bush tucker plant that Aboriginal people have used for a very long time. It's very sweet, we use it in a lot of desserts, but it's also really good if you've got a sore throat, if you drink it with hot water, like you're drinking a cup of tea. So this is the Aboriginal version of Lemsip, but without the paracetamol. So I've got some lovely lemon myrtle here, which I'll be putting into my Anzac biscuits. So before we get started, we'll go through the recipe and just make sure that I've got everything that I need. So we need to have 2 tablespoons of the lemon myrtle, nicely and chopped. So we'll be breaking this down to make it nice and chopped so we're not biting into a big leaf. We need a cup of rolled oats. So I've got my rolled oats here. That's my cup of rolled oats. I need half a cup of self-raising flour, which I have right here, my self-raising flour. I need a cup, 3/4 of a cup of coconut, shredded coconut, which I've got my shredded coconut right here. I need half a cup of plain flour, which I've got. I need 3/4 of a cup of some brown sugar, check. I need half a teaspoon of bicarb soda, which I have, good. 2 tablespoons of boiling water, some melted butter, and some golden syrup. So I'm checking my recipe, but at the end of this, I will be sure to post it and link it for you if you would like to make this Anzac Day yourself with your family. So first things first, we need to mix all the dry ingredients together except for the bicarb soda, the butter, and the syrup. So let me grab my bowl and spoon. So first thing was our lemon myrtle. So to get my lemon myrtle into a crushed form, because I've got it on the leaf right here, this has already been washed and it's already a little bit dry because it's been in the garden for a while. So to crush it and get it nice and fine so we're not chopping into a big leaf, I'm going to use my little NutriBullet. So I'll just grab this. And take all the leaves off the branch, because what I don't use in this, I will definitely use in some lemon myrtle tea later, or it also goes really good with baked fish, so we can make a really nice dressing out of it or a nice marinade. So I'll be sure to use all of it eventually, even though we only need 2 tablespoons for this particular recipe, but you never know, if this batch works out well, I might make some more batches to drop off to family and friends. So I'm just pulling all of these little leaves off the stick and popping them into my NutriBullet. And I can already smell the lemon flavour coming off as I'm pulling them off this stick. It's quite fragrant. It's really lovely smelling, and I know that a lot of people like to use this in soaps and diffusers, or when they make their own home cleaning products and agents. So I've got most of the leaves off of this now, so I'll just pop this down here for a minute, and I've got all my leaves in my NutriBullet. I'm just going to screw on the lid, place it over here, and twist it. So it doesn't take very long to blitz it, so it's in a nice, it condenses down. So I've probably got actually bang on 2 tablespoons worth in there, because once obviously it's crushed, it's very fine and it's so aromatic. It's lovely, so nice and fresh. So that's our lemon myrtle. I'm going to chuck that straight into our bowl. Grab first dry ingredients. Then I need a cup of rolled oats, which I've got here. I need to face it towards myself maybe so I can read where a cup is. Oh gosh. How's my first cooking show going? Messy. This is the reason why Brendan does all the cooking in our household. It's definitely not my expertise. But anyway, so my phone's just telling me they've only got less than 20% battery, so we might as well make quick work of this. So I'll chuck this cup into my bowl of the rest of my dry ingredients, which is great, and I'm just going to scoop up those oats that I've spilt on the bench top, and I'm just going to put that straight into my compost bin. And the worms will enjoy that later. That's a little compost for my scraps. So I'll put that there. Right, so that's a cup of rolled oats. Next, we need half a cup of self-raising flour. Let's see if I can do this. If I have better luck doing this one. Oh gosh, holy moly. What's this one here? I've got a quarter of a cup. So 2/4 of a cup make half. So half a cup of self-raising flour. 1, 2, in it goes. 3/4 of a cup of coconut. So, where's my coconut? Here it is. Open up my packet. I love coconut with that maple syrup, and it just gives it that lovely, nice crunch. Yum, delicious. Okay, so 3 scoops of these. We need 3/4 of a cup. So 1, 2, 3, in it goes. What else is dry that was on my list? Half a cup of plain flour. Oh, I found my half a cup. Here we go. My plain flour. I'm not quite sure how many this makes. I'm hoping that it makes at least a dozen, depending on how big we roll them out. So my half a cup of plain flour. So what did it say not to add? It said bicarb soda, water, butter and syrup. So those are all my dry ingredients. So I need to dissolve a half teaspoon of bicarb soda in 2 tablespoons of boiling water. So I'm just going to get my kettle on the boil so I can dissolve my bicarb soda. So I'll just get half a teaspoon out, a little measuring cup, so I'm ready to go. Just get a little teensy bit out. You really don't want too much of this. Pop that in there. There's my bicarb soda just sitting separately, waiting for the water to boil. And then I want to add the dry ingredients along with the melted butter and syrup all together. So I've got my butter already measured out in a separate container. I'm just going to pop this in the microwave while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil as well, just so it's all nice and melted. So we'll wait for that to melt and for the water to boil. And I also need to measure out my maple syrup. So I need, how much maple syrup? 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Delicious. I am just going to wing this, what I think is 2 tablespoons worth. Maybe it will be quite generous tablespoons. Because if you're like me, I have a little bit of a sweet tooth. Here we go. Bit more. Oh. Great. All right, that butter has now finished being melted. So I need to dissolve first, add to the dry ingredients along with the melted butter and syrup. So here's my melted butter. Melted-ish. Nice and melted. Use my cup of 2 tablespoons here. Oh, listen to that little sizzle of the bicarb soda. Let's give it a little mix and help it dissolve come along. Fantastic. Probably just could have put the maple syrup straight in here. Anyway, not to worry. So now I need to put my bicarb soda in. Now it's all nice and dissolved, and it goes. And my melted butter. Maybe that will help. Melted butter, in that goes. And last, some maple syrup. I might have to put some extra in. I don't know why I did this separately to measure it out. There wasn't much point in doing that, but I think it's about 2 tablespoons worth. Maybe I need a little bit extra. I'll just see how it mixes and comes all together. Oh, it already looks delicious. I could just eat it out the bowl. Right, that's that. So I am now mixing this all together. I'll use my spoon until it's a little bit more cohesive, and then I'll use my hands and put it out on my baking tray. Then this essentially just goes in the oven for 15 minutes at 160 degrees until it's got that golden brown colour on top. And I might see if I can find a couple of extra lemon myrtle leaves out in the garden and make myself a cup of lemon myrtle tea to go with my cookies. So this is really super quick, probably 10 minutes tops, but if you're doing this with children, they love to get their hands in there, and it's so lemony and syrupy and buttery, delicious. I don't know why I haven't been making these sooner. Anyway, hope you enjoy, and I'll be back soon with the finished product. See you soon. Roll these out. You can really see the little lemon myrtle leaves still in there. So they're going to be quite flavoursome. So there you have it everyone, lemon myrtle Anzac cookies and some lovely lemon myrtle tea. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching me cook and making a mess in my kitchen, and send me some pictures of your Anzac cookies, I'd love to see. Catch you next time, bye.